Hello and welcome back to another video, and this is going to be my part 2 of the Halloweenathon vlogs, and I hope you enjoy. And since the last few clips that you've seen, I have both started and finished The Vampire's Assistant by Darren Shan, and I gave this, I think, 5 stars on Goodreads, and this one is more emotional than the first one. The end has you a little bit sad about certain things, and it is genuinely a very enjoyable read. And since then I have started the third one in the series, which is Tunnels of Blood. I am a little bit over halfway, and so far this one's fine as well. It's not going to be a 5 stars, but so far it's still decent. I have also managed to start and finish When the Sky Falls by Phil Earle, and this is the graphic novel edition, which has been adapted and illustrated by Fred Fordham, and it is as beautiful as you'd expect it to be. I had almost forgotten how heartbreaking this book was from the first time I read it, and I managed to get this from the publishers, sent to me through work, and I didn't actually expect to get this at all, to be honest, but I did. I have tapped it a little bit, just the yellow ones you can't see very well, and a one on the bottom, but it's just as heartbreaking as the first time I read this. I did have a little bit of a cry at the end, like I did with the first time I read it, because it genuinely breaks your heart, and the art in this is very, very good. Once I find some nicer pages maybe, but honestly, like, even just like the colours like in this are really good. But like, yeah, if you do ever come to pick up any edition of When the Sky Falls, it is exceptionally good, and the author likes to put a little sprinkle of truth in each of his books as well. This is of course fiction, but the inspiration come from a zoo in London during World War II. The Blitz had to have someone readily available to go straight in and look after the remaining animals at the zoo, but also make sure that its most dangerous animal could be shot if it ever escaped, if it was bombed. And that little bit of inspiration comes into this book, but it's a gorilla in this, not a lion, as it was in real life, but that little sprinkle of truth still applies. But yes, it's a very emotional book, highly recommend. Hello and welcome back, and I have managed to both start and finish Tunnels of Blood, and the slide is really in the way. But anyway, it's done. I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. I don't really have anything to say about it, to be honest, but I didn't hate it at all. It was fine. And the next one in the series that I'm going to start is Vampire Mountain, which is book number 4. And this should be okay too. I imagine it will be. And this seems to be approximately 6 years, like, after this one. So there is a bit of a jump in time, and I'll see how that one goes. Hello and welcome back. I have managed to complete Vampire Mountain today, and I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. It was alright. It was kind of like that middle of the road kind of part of the series. And I will be starting Trials of Death tomorrow on my way to work. Hopefully I should finish this in 2 days again, like I did with the last one. So I managed to read more than 100 pages today, which is good. So hopefully the same should apply for this one, with all hope. And I will see you very, very soon. Welcome back, and it's 2 days before the end of the month. I have managed to finish Darren Chan's Trials of Death, and I am currently on to page 64 of The Vampire Prince. I am hoping to get a little over 100 pages of this completed today, so that tomorrow I don't have to read as much, and I can actually finish on the last day of the month and have what I like my box set of this completed. There is another 6 books in the series, but my box set is 6 books. And to be quite honest, after cramming 6 of them in this month, I don't really want to finish the series yet, if at all, because I've crammed it so hard in the month. But I am hoping to get through this, and yeah, I'll see you very soon. So this is the last clip of the vlog, and I managed to finish The Vampire Prince by Darren Chan, and I enjoyed this more than I expected to. The ending was better than I thought it was going to be. It was a surprise, that ending, and I have my suspicions on who the Vampinese Lord is going to be, and it could go one of 2 ways. Though I'm not going to hurry to finish the series because I have crammed too many in all at once, unfortunately, which was the mistake here. But I did enjoy it. Welcome back, and this is going to be the last clip of the vlog, and I managed to finish that last book just in time, but I done it, and I managed to finish 10 books for Halloweenathon, and I'm amazed that I did that. Like, I was expecting maybe between 4 and 6, and I read 4 more than that, which is wild. And I'm going to recap what I've read. I can't remember all of the star ratings I give for these because like 6 of them are part of a series, but in no particular order until the series. One thing that I read was When the Sky Falls, and of course I do remember what I gave this, and that 5 stars every time. I've read this once before, and I managed to score this copy for the graphic novel version, and it was just as heartbreaking as the first time round. It did make me have a little cry because it was like so emotional. Highly recommend, regardless of whether it's for a child or an adult. The author is very good at hard topics in children's books without it being like dumbed down too much, because I hate it when something is dumbed down too much for a child that could understand more than you expect them to. I also read Goosebumps, Horrorland, Monster Blood for breakfast, and I didn't like this one. This one was a 1 star. It was boring, and I'm not going to talk about that one. I also read Goosebumps, Please Don't Feed the Vampire, and I well, technically I could say I've read it twice, but I just did a couple of like, I started off and did a couple of different endings for it without necessarily having to read all, like, every last piece of the book. But I did enjoy this one. I do tend to enjoy the multi, like, choice Goosebumps the most. So that, I can't remember if I give it 4 or 5 stars, but I did thoroughly enjoy this one. I also managed to read So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. Again, I can't remember if it was 4 or 5 stars I gave it, but it was so good. Like, there was some kind of classic vampire cliches which weren't too horrendous, but they were still in there. And with this one, I did tab it a reasonable amount, and I think that's partly because I have, like, not long before this, I was reading the first 2 Twilight books, and I tabbed those, or at least on my Kindle I tabbed one, physically tabbed the other, and kind of in quick succession read this one, and 3 vampire books, I think, all at once was a bit much, but never mind. That's all good. I did enjoy it. And then it's for the box set of the first 6 in the series of Darren Shan's, I don't even know what to call the series, to be honest, but the Saga of Darren Shan, the Vampire's Assistant series. I did enjoy them overall, but I made the mistake of reading or cramming in the first 6 books in a month. That was my mistake with this. Like, halfway through these 6 books, I kind of got, like, I did get a little bit bored and it did get a bit samey, but that was on me, not the books. Like, overall, they are fantastic and I highly recommend them. And in one of the books, I can see that J.K. Rowling did blurb a little bit of this, and you can even see her name on here. And in one of the books, there is things that are very much like things that are basically in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And I don't want to accuse her of ripping them off entirely, but I think she may well have, because there is like trials in here. One of them is water, one of them is fire. Just a thought. So yes, those are the 10 books that I read in October.